Right, it's time check 19:02 p.m. exactly in the HitzAfrik studio. It's time for some sports news with me, Kwejo, the sportsman. Well, tonight I get to do the show with Erasmus, super duper football analyst. Tonight we're going to talk about the UEFA Champions League matches. That's the quarterfinals, first leg. Then we also talk about the Europa matches. That's the first leg quarterfinal list of matches. We get to also deal locally with the Ghana Premier League matches, how the table stands so far. Then we have our 12 question tonight. We want to know, what is your take on the Ghana Premier League so far? We asking, do you think the two most glamorous clubs in Ghana are going to remain or are going to become the victors at the end of the matches? Or you predict your league table for us, hopefully when the season ends? Well, we get to have another chit chat with you. You can send your messages, then we read them for you on air. Very soon, I'm going to announce the WhatsApp lines. Then you send your messages. We want to have the vibe with you. Once again, it's HitzAfrik. The show is the masters of the game. Right, I get to introduce my guest for tonight. Rasmus, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
I can see from the smile and everything. It looks like you are shining.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Have you gone for the vaccine?
Actually, I've not.
Why?
But I'm waiting.
You're waiting.
Maybe it will come at my community. I'll go for it, yeah.
But then, what do you think about the vaccine?
I think it's a good initiative. As a Ghanaian, and as our president has taken his, and as football lovers, we need to go for the vaccine, because definitely, if we all take the vaccine, I think it will help us, or it will be a step for us to how it will help us other the spectators. We can go to the field, and football without spectators, you know how it is. I can't even feel the vibe when I'm watching football without spectators.
But then, talking about the football without spectators, I had this message from a friend. He was telling me that these spectators which are not able to get to the field, it's actually making the smaller teams mighty. What do you think about this?
I don't think it's making them mighty, but football, it deals with fans. So maybe that is boosting their morale, because I think an example is, you go to you can't compare a stadium like Baba Yara to maybe the fans of Kotoko to the fans of King Faisal. Yeah, but the big teams, no matter what they were shining. So I don't think there's any difference. It only boosts, or it only helps the teams that are really determined. Fans also play parts.
Fans also play parts. Right, that was Erasmus. We heard him just speaking about the football fans. Well, some people also think that The fans not able to troop into the stadiums makes the smaller teams very mighty. When they meet, the buzz around the matches sometimes favors the small teams. Well, I don't know your take. You can also have your take and then send your messages. We'll read them right for you. Right away, we go into the Champions League matches. The UEFA Champions League matches for the quarterfinals also came through at the Neom Arena. And this is how it stands on the 6th of April and the 4th of April. The 6th and the 14th of April. The first leg matches are going to be played. And this is how the fixtures are. We're going to take them one after the other. I have my super duper analyst in the studio. Manchester City get to log on with Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, the club from Germany. Then Real de Galacticos Madrid also get to log on with Liverpool. They should never walk alone, lads. Erasmus, I think there have been a lot of buzz around the Champions League matches. People are watertight to watch these matches. They are anticipating. I mean, before we go into the matches, what were some of your thoughts when you heard of the draw?
I think the matches, they are very tense match. We're expecting a lot. Especially Liverpool, Real Madrid. I think
now let's take it now. Before we talk about the matches, what were some of the matches you were anticipating, or some of the fixtures you thought that could have happened?
Actually, I was expecting a match like PSG and then Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yes.
Why? Do you have any special reasons why you want these two clubs to?
I just love these two teams. And then PSG as a team, they are doing their best in the Champions League. They are doing their best. They are climbing. They are moving a step ahead. And Real Madrid as a big name in the Champions League. I think if these two teams they come together, I think the bars around it will be more tensed, and then the I think it will be a special game.
Well, I guess then you have to pray that those two teams get to the climax of the competition. But let's try to talk about the matches that are falling on the 6th and the 14th of April. So let's start from Man City and Dortmund.
Okay, Man City and Dortmund. In terms of Champions League, I think Dortmund is a bit ahead of Man City. Even though Pep Guardiola is the coach of Man City with good players, doing very well in the EPL. But I think in the Champions League, ever since Pep arrived, he hasn't done anything extraordinary so far as the Champions League is concerned. I think people will be like, okay, he coached in he managed Bayern Munich, so he knows the tactics of Borussia Dortmund. Things have changed. Players have been changed, with the exception of one loyal player, Marco Reus. But that's not going to change the fact that, for me, I think Borussia Dortmund will be ahead or will qualify ahead of Man City. And there was a time Man City and then Monaco. You could see Man City could advance easily, but Monaco out them from the game. So you could see, so far as the Champions League is concerned, I don't trust Pep Guardiola.
Now, you see, let's take it from here. We have seen majority of the players. I've seen Jimeric Laporte to it. I've seen Raheem Sterling to it. I've also seen Ederson Morelli also to it. That they just can't wait to feel the ambience of the stadium. This time they have to give in their all. And when you have players making statements like this, we can say Pep Guardiola and the Man City team hasn't been that lucky when it comes to Champions League. Don't you think this is the time for them to man up and show whatever it takes?
I know most of the people will be in favor of the Man City, but I still stand by my point. So far as Champions League is concerned, they can say all what they are saying. They can brag. They have the best team. And City, they went for how many matches on meeting? Like 20 matches.
Yes,
20 or more matches.
City are back to the forms of their lives. They are just beating anything.
They will beat any team in the EPL. But ask yourself, in the Champions League, for the past 3 or 4 years, even just look at the teams that they meet, round of 16 and then quarterfinals, that they can't even qualify to the semi-finals. When Pep arrived, and before Pep arrived, there was Manuel Pellegrini.
Yes.
And he took them to semi-finals.
Yes.
And when Pep arrived, he didn't do anything. And Pep, after Barcelona, I haven't seen the Pep that I used to see, because
well, that's a debate for another day, because some people also actually believe that Guardiola has won the league back to back and it's about to on the verge of winning the third one. That is a huge milestone he has left in England. Doesn't that portray for the Champions League?
You can do that, and he won the league with 100 points.
Yes,
but he was not able to advance to the semi-finals of the Champions League. So for me, so far as the Champions League is concerned, Pep has not lived up to expectations. So and with that, Borussia Dortmund, they are doing their best. They have one of the youngest teams in the world. They have the best attacking side with Erling Haaland and then Jadon Sancho. Even though they are not doing well in the Bundesliga as we are expecting, but for me, on Champions League grounds, I will choose Borussia Dortmund ahead of Manchester City.
Now, do you believe that, or do you share the school of thought that forms in league games do not transfer into Champions League matches?
Oh yeah.
Why do you have that belief?
Let's take Liverpool for an example. I think the year they were second. Yeah. Ask yourself, what was their league position? What was their league position? And you must know that the EPL is a different game altogether, and the Champions League is a different game. The way they play it, it's a different thing altogether. Do you get what I'm saying? I think the EPL is a league on its own. You can do well in the EPL because you realize that the kind of football they play in the EPL is way different from how they play the EPL. And I believe in Champions League, the experience and then the pedigree.
But counting from the experience and the pedigree, Pep Guardiola and his boys have been in it consistently, even though they drop out at a particular stage of the competition. But you could see that the club of the squad have been kept for long. They've been in this thing for long. They keep playing and they keep playing, they keep playing. So don't you think that it's like that? It should be that way.
We can have this group of players, but as I said, they need a coach.
Yeah.
They need a coach, and they need to psych themselves very well, because you have been in the competition they have been consistent.
Yes, consistent.
But they have not been able to progress. So if they need to advance, they need to psych themselves. They need to say, hey, we have been or we have been consistent in the Champions League, we need to advance. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes,
they need
I'm
to
sorry.
psych themselves. They need to play all out, even if it's the semi-finals. I think it will be okay. I think for at least semi-finals, it will be okay. But if there is no, they don't side themselves. Pep Guardiola, you need to put in a lot of work, because if you concentrate more on the EPL and you leave the Champions League out, I think I don't see I don't see anything in the work that you are doing. And I think one thing is also affecting Man City. The number of games that they are playing in the EPL, FA Cup, EPL, League Cup,
So you feel they are much loaded.
they are much loaded, fatigue. That is their job.
Yes.
They need to side themselves. They need to man up. Like, we are ready for it. We need to do this for the fans. Because I don't see Man City as a small team again.
Mm.
I see Man City, even though they are not doing well in the Champions League, but when you talk about the teams that are capable of winning the Champions League, I think some people can still mention Man City, but I don't see their strength in even advancing to the quarterfinals. But they can do that when they work hard and they psych themselves for that.
Right, that was Erasmus. I think Erasmus is trying to be a little bit Man City bias, or he's just trying to side Borussia Dortmund. I don't know whether he has this love for Erling Haaland. Well, time will tell. I don't know what you also think. Whether you think it's time for Pep Guardiola and his boys to step up or man up into the Champions League. Right away, we continue. The Real Galacticos Madrid who also log on with the you never walk alone boys. The boys from Anfield, Liverpool. Now, Liverpool has not been on their best form counting in the English Premier League. But when we translate that into the Champions League, it's a different story. Liverpool is beating teams that could easily beat anything. A team like RB Leipzig could easily take any team out, but Liverpool were able to boot them out of the competition. Now, your take on Liverpool and Real Madrid?
Liverpool, Real Madrid. I think it's some kind of a revenge meeting between these two,
True.
especially Liverpool.
Now, you see, before you continue, now I had this message. I mean, Klopp granted some interviews, and one guy asked him, "Is it a revenge for Mohamed Salah?" Then Klopp said, "Liverpool is not about Salah and then Sergio Ramos. It's a collective thing, and we would love to qualify." Do you think it's about that fracas that happened in I think last 2 years?
As professionals as they are, there's no way they will say it's a revenge. But deep down in the players' heart and then in their head, they know that it's a revenge match. We need to go all out and don't doubt Liverpool.
Mm.
I really trust them so far as the Champions League is concerned. Don't trust, don't doubt Liverpool. And things are not going on well for Real Madrid.
But then, if you say we shouldn't doubt Liverpool, Real Madrid too are the owners of the Champions League. They won it better than any other team on this earth,
Yeah,
on the planet Earth. So why do you?
13 times.
Yes.
But just look at how um, they qualified to this stage.
Mm.
Borussia Mönchengladbach. Liverpool won't allow that.
Mm.
Liverpool won't allow that. It's not like I trust. I'm trying to be biased, but I know what Liverpool can do.
Mm.
Istanbul, Barcelona, And even as I said, when they were the runners up, runner up, they were fourth on the league log, but they were runners up. Yeah. So I think even though things are not going on well in the EPL, they will do well. They will come all out. They are trying to revenge just to make Mo Salah happy.
You see, this is where I get to it's the Champions League about Mohamed Salah, or is it a way of trying to make him happy to sign a contract extension, or what?
You know, there are some rumors linking him to Real Madrid, and then it's their job, you know. And as a team, they are working as a team, and they are doing everything possible to bring back that smile that they lost some time back. You know, they were on the verge of winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
And that happened.
Yes.
That happened to their star man. They were looking up to.
Unfortunately,
and unfortunately, you know, don't go near Ramos. But you know what happened to Mo Salah.
Yes.
So I think they will do everything possible just to win the game for Liverpool first, and then just to cool the heart of Mo Salah down. At least, if you are not able to do something to support you or make you happy or make you smile, this is the time for them to make him smile again.
What do you think will happen in the camp of Liverpool if you are not able to qualify against Real Madrid?
I think it will be a double heartbreak.
Could that affect them in the league? Could that sink them deep in the league?
Yeah. Because if they are not able to qualify, I think that's the end for them in the league, and then the whole season as a whole. Because the Champions League can boost their morale, and then winning against Real Madrid and then advancing, I think most of the teams are going to fear them. Even though we are not, they are not doing well in the EPL, the Champions League, they were able to eliminate the champions or the masters of the game. So there will be some kind of fear, and then it's going to boost their morale in the league. And I know with that, they can be in the top 4 or even the top 3. Yeah.
To be in the top 4.
Advancing in the Champions League can boost their morale in the EPL.
That's the thought of our super analyst Erasmus. Advancing in the UEFA Champions League is going to be a very mind booster for Liverpool. Then we continue our Champions League fixtures. Portugal's Porto gets to face English formats of the time. I think they are the home team. What do you think?
Inform team. I think they have a new coach. They are trying to impress the new coach. But you know one thing.
Hold on. I'll be back. It seems that when it comes to Chelsea as a team, a lot of people have things to say about them. I just don't know why, and I just don't understand. Right, so Porto and then Chelsea get to log on in the UEFA Champions League. Why were you smiling when we want to talk about Chelsea?
Talking about the issue of Chelsea, I'll pick the two teams and then analyze the two teams. And talking about Chelsea, they didn't start the season well. And you know, when every team they introduce a new coach, you know, the players they try to impress the coach, and I think they have impressed the coach all right. But the coach is doing one thing that I really like about him. He's able to utilize all the players. He knows how to use the players. and most especially, he is using his defenders very well. You could see that he's having like 10 clean sheets,
Yes.
and he's one kind of a coach. Even if he scores first, there's no way you can equalize or you can lead. He tries to protect the least goals, the one goal, the two goals that he has scored. So with that, it is making it very difficult for the other teams to score him. And the way he has organized his defenders, and even Christiansen, who was not playing at the time of Frank Lampard, Emerson, they are all doing their best. And last weekend, Emerson scored. So you can see the kind
of came to get
the winner for the Chelsea. But you could realize that he was even surplus when Lampard was there. So how he was able to psych the defenders, how he has been able to organize the defenders, even though Thiago Silva is not there. But you could see how the defenders are playing, how they are defending, and how even Eduardo Mendy is even keeping the post. It is making it very difficult for them to concede. Do you get what I'm saying? And let's move to the midfield. N'Golo Kante is doing a very good job. Jorginho, and then Kovacic. He is the unsung hero at Chelsea.
Really?
That guy, he's doing very well. And then the strikers, all of them are scoring. And even if a player or a striker is not scoring, you make an assist.
You are listening to HitzAfrik.
Timo Werner, he's not scoring.
Yeah.
But his work rate is very high. He gives assist. And we have
Tammy Abraham.
I haven't seen him that much this season. Hakim Ziyech is such a wonderful player. Just yesterday against Sheffield United, he was perfect. And then Giroud, that guy, such a dangerous guy. So they are doing very well. And even if you don't concede, even if you don't score much, don't concede. And that is what Thomas Tuchel is doing. And that's what I really like about him. But for the sake of Porto, I think over Juventus relied so much on Cristiano Ronaldo. A team like Juventus, they are relying too much on Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's very bad.
So you think Juventus actually caused their own failure?
Yes. They think the presence of Ronaldo is going to win them the Champions League, but Ronaldo is not the only player playing. And to allow a team like Porto, they are doing well, but a team like Juventus to allow Porto to eliminate them is bad. But thanks out to Porto, they did very well. They showed good attitude to outscore or outplayed Juventus. They noticed the weak points in the Juventus team. They were able to outshine them, and then at the end of the day, they eliminated Juventus from the competition. So I think that is even motivating them that they can eliminate Chelsea. But I think when you compare the two sides, Chelsea did very well. Proud to their fixture against or proud to their next stage against Atletico Madrid. They did very well.
That's a very tough side.
Yes,
the boogie side.
Yes, and Atletico Madrid, they are the kind of team they can play any team, whether good football or a very like that rough game and other things. They can play. They can match anything. But for Chelsea to go one-on-one, boot for boot against Atletico Madrid, I think with that, if they play like they played against Atletico Madrid, I think it will be an easy qualification for Chelsea. They are going to qualify easily. For me, I think they will qualify easily.
Right. Then quickly, we just move on to the much anticipated match. That was the final for last season. And then, personally, I there was no way I could ever predict this match. It could be a match that will be the next stage after this. But I think it came too early. But then we have to enjoy it. It's the Champions League. That is Bayern Munich playing against Paris Saint-Germain, PSG.
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy with this fixture.
You are like me. You were expecting to be in the semis.
Yes, at least the semis. But it's too early. It's too early. And you know, Bayern Munich, they are on top.
But then you see, someone told me this that Kwaju, let's watch this. This is a two-legged affair. This is not a final match where the winner gets to struggle and pulls out his strength and then wins it at the end of the day. This one, if you win the first match, there is a chance of playing in the second leg. Does that have an effect?
A final is a final. You have to go all out. You have to go all out.
Yeah.
And then I think PSG will try to do their best to advance. But I think with the kind of form Bayern Munich they are having, just look at Robert Lewandowski.
That man
fire.
He's on the form of his life.
And he's too much threat for PSG. And PSG, you know, they are not the same. Even though last season they qualified for the final, but this season I don't see them doing that well as compared to last season. So Neymar is not also living up to expectation, even though he's doing his best at the French league. But I think this is a soft win or a soft qualification for Bayern Munich. They are going to advance.
All right, that was Erasmus saying it's a soft win for Bayern Munich. It means they're going to beat PSG for the second time. Well, quickly we move into the Europa matches. Granada logos with Manchester United. On the 8th of April, the matches will be played on a particular day. That's the 8th of April. Granada, Manchester United. Arsenal versus Slava Praha. Then Ajax, AS Roma. Dynamo Zagreb also log horns with Villarreal. Quite some tasty matches here. I don't know what your takes will be on these matches, but then you can drop your messages in the comment column. Trust me, I'll do well to read them for you. All right, Rasmus, let's take the Europa matches one after the other as it comes. Let's look at Granada and Manchester United.
I think this is the first time of Granada qualifying for the Europa, and I think they have really done very well to this stage. And I know these Spanish teams, when they are in any European competition, you know it's a different thing altogether. But I think the powers of Manchester United is going to overshadow, or they are going to dominate all the two legs. So with this one, I think I'll go for Manchester United.
Do you think the point where Granada has gotten to it's a point of saturation? They are happy with where they find themselves. So if they don't move to the next round, it doesn't affect them.
Yes. Not moving to the next round is even a history for them. It's okay for them. It's good for the players. They are going to be remembered as the first team or the first set of players qualifying them to this stage. But I think the pressure is on Manchester United, and I think they are out of the FA
FA Cup.
Cup.
Yesterday they were beaten by Leicester
Leicester
City.
City, and then the league season is over for them. I don't think they can win. So I think the Europa League is their last hope. So I think they will go all out. They will go all out, and I think with the kind of players that they are having, they are going to overpower the Granada team, no matter what.
Well, let's look at Arsenal's level prayer.
As an Arsenal fan, I think Arsenal, even though Arsenal they have been inconsistent, and then you can't predict Arsenal this season.
I personally, this is my honest opinion. I think Arsenal look a little bit sluggish in the Champions League. I don't know whether they are lacking. They are not compatible when it comes to. They can't play as a combat team. Look at the match against Olympiacos. They managed to allow these youngsters move through their defense. A defense built by David Luiz, a defender of such stature.
Arsenal in this season, you can't predict them. A match that you'll be expecting them to lose, they'll just win by a big margin. And a match that you are expecting them to lose, they will win. And a match that they will lose, then they will do their best. Arsenal this season, but I think they have to win this match. They have to win individually. They are doing very well. You can't single out any Arsenal player not performing, but they are not doing well as a team. You have this kind of defenders. Beleno is a German goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing very well. Look at the defenders. Kieran Tierney, he's doing very well.
Wonderful chap.
The defender, Gabriel, he's doing very well. David Luiz, Hector Bellerin. Look at the midfielders with the likes of Partey, Ceballos, Xhaka, and Odegaard. Just look at the attackers. But I think they are not playing as a team. And I think that is costing them a lot. So I think they have to advance just to keep their hope alive, or just to make the fans happy. Yes.
Now, there's a question I'll ask at the end of the discussion in the Europa segment, but let's move on to a match I never want to miss for anything because of analysis sake. I just want to watch Ajax Roma. These are midfield dominated teams.
Yes.
I mean, they are just lovely to watch.
Yes. And Ajax, they have one of the youngest team in the world, and they play a good football.
And then most specifically, there's a Ghanaian interest over there.
Yeah, so most of the Ghanaians, they want to watch this match. Any of them can win. Any of them. With this one, I can't go for a team, but I think any of them can qualify. Yes, I think any of them can qualify. In the kind of football they play, the players, as you said, midfield
dominated teams.
Yes. So I think any of them can win. They have good players. All of them, they're having good players.
Right. Dynamo Zagreb also logos of Villarreal. Villarreal's form hasn't been that consistent in the Spanish Liga, but as compared to Dynamo Zagreb, they're doing very well in their domestic league.
Yes. So as I said, these Spanish teams, so far as the Europe is concerned, they can pull a surprise, and then so I think you can't even compare the Croatian league or that
yes,
Croatian league to the Spanish La Liga. So I think Villarreal, they will qualify ahead of Dynamo. So unless they don't lose by a wide margin at Croatia, even if they have to lose maybe by 1 goal margin, but they must score a goal when they go to Croatia. That will help them in their qualification. Yes.
Right. The question after this chit chat I want to ask is it likely that we are going to have an all English affair tournament that is in the Champions League final and then the Europa final also? I mean, do we have English finalists for all?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think that will be in the Europa League.
Mm.
Because when you look at the two strong teams in the Europa League, no matter what you are going to mention or you mention Arsenal, no matter what you are going to mention Arsenal, and then United, they are also ahead or on top of all of them, so far as history and then player by player their performance. You mentioned these two teams, even though Arsenal is not doing well in the league, but when you mention the two big teams in the Europa, you mentioned Arsenal and then Manchester United. But for the Champions League, I don't think so. Anything that can advance to the semi-finals can be Liverpool. Yes.
So you are not tipping Chelsea to survive from the route or from the traces of the Champions League matches.
No, I think the far they can go is semi-final.
Mm.
But for final, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Right, that was Erasmus. Erasmus, in a personal note, thinks that we are not going to have all English affairs in the both UEFA Champions League and the Europa League. Well, we have just 7 minutes to check out of the studio. But before we do that, we just run a quick one on the Ghana Premier League. I have three major questions, two major questions, boiled down to two. But before that, I want to bring you a brief analysis on the league table as it stands now. Carolina United are leading the league with 31 points. Great Olympics are second on the league log with 30 points. Accra House of Folk are third on the log with 27 points. Kumasi Asante Kotoko also fourth on the league table with 27 points. Midiama also falls fifth on the table with 27 points. Now we got to look at the relegation zone of the Ghana Premier League. Ken Faisal lies 16 on the league with 17 points, whilst Liberty Professional also lies 17 with 15 points. International Allies lies 18, that is bottom of the Ghana Premier League with just 13 points. So tonight, I guess, are two questions. My question number one says, would the league be won by any of the two glamorous clubs in Ghana? That is Accra House of Folk or Kumasi Asante Kotoko. My second question is, how do you expect the league table to be when the league comes to an end? Erasmus, let's start with first question. Do you think any of our glamorous clubs stands the chance of winning this league?
I don't think so. For the past few years, you realize that these small teams, these so-called small teams, they are doing their best. They have a team. They have a team, especially Diana, Midiama, and then currently Karela. They are doing marvelously well. And I think Wafa, when it comes to home matches, they are doing very well. But away games, they are not performing.
Do you relate that particular problem to the AstroTurf problem? Because some people believe the boys are in tune. They are trained on how to play on the turf rather than the raw pack.
And you know, they are much into this academy. I was tipping them to be at least the top 4, but with their away record, that one it's not they are not doing well, and that one is bringing them down. So their home performance and then a little bit of good performance in the in their away matches, I would have added them to the teams that are capable of winning the league. But for now, I think the kind of pitch they are having, and they are more trained on the AstroTurf, that one is causing them. But let us put that one aside, and then let's concentrate on the Karela, and then the second team is what?
Great Olympics.
You know, Great Olympics. They are now the masters of Accra.
With
Glass
Glassing Awako.
now, you know, they are masters.
When Glassing comes into mind, I think about time and seasons, because you see, during his peak at CP Mazembe, he was not called to the Black Stars.
Yes, yes.
As he's getting older, he has gained the call-up.
And I like one thing about Awako. Even when he came to Ghana, he was not like me. I'm not going to play for the small teams. Even to play for Olympics, you know, it's a step down in your career. But he was able to gather confidence and then play for Olympics. And then look at his performance now.
According to sources I have, Accra has to even like to have his
signature. I don't think
he's looking towards that.
He's looking towards for a good deal
to go back to Europe.
I don't think,
or Africa.
Maybe, but I don't think a big team can favor him.
Why? Is it because of his age or what?
I think age.
Age.
Yes.
Does age play a role in football, especially in our terrain Africa? Because counting from where I stand now, we say we build academy.
Yes.
Before the young Ghanaian chap passes through the setup and get a chance to travel abroad, he's 28, 29. He gets the changes his ages, his age to 25. It's still the same thing. It boils down to players who are playing in Europe who are at the age of 35, 36.
And you know how many African players have played to like more than 35 years, and then no one, just few ones, with the exception of Jamila, and that one was even in the national team.
Yes.
So I think he has to stay here, and even a team like, maybe he must move to a team like either Dreams FC, Legon Cities. That team, that they're not going to put much pressure on him. Have you seen that small teams? But he must move to a team that is going to pay him well. So back to that, I think his performance is really helping Great Olympics. They should wait for him to finish his contract before he moves. I think if Glassen leaves, they must do well to replace him so that they can maintain that kind of form that they are having, that of Accra tag that they are having in the league. And I think if they do that, or even if they pay him more, they give him a juicy contract for him to continue, I think they can even win the league. Because you know, Ghana, we are not having any 2-horse race or 3-horse race.
That becomes my major question. Do you think that horse race doesn't exist again?
Yes.
Why? Why do you think it doesn't exist?
Because you know that our league is very, very interesting. But I think the sponsorship that they are very competitive and then good to
Mm.
watch. Because to lose
Mm.
your top players to your competitors in Africa,
That's huge.
even if you go to Africa, what are you going to do?
Mm.
And for the past years, you're not doing well in the Champions League. So I think this Hearts and then Ash Gold and then Kotoko, I think they are not doing well to even to make the league a three-horse race. And I think even these small teams, they are doing their best.
So do you think Karela has got the balls to
Yeah,
maintain the position
yeah.
and go to the climax to win the league?
Karela can win. Karela can win. And I know Karela, the bankroller, is doing well, and they are being supported by GNPC. So I think the players are being motivated to even do well to win the league.
Now, before we check out from the studio, I want to push you to the wall. Can you give me your top four after the league ends?
Okay, top four. I think if Legon Cities, they have started well.
I think they are just below. They are two teams away from the relegation zone.
But I think if they started well, they would have be among the top four. But for now, my top four will be Karela, and then I was tipping Dreams FC, but but I think this top four, Hearts and then Kotoko, will be in.
So Karela,
Karela, Olympics, and then I think Hearts and then Kotoko.
So at the end of the day, Hearts is going to take the third position and Kotoko is going to take the fourth.
Yes, because
that wouldn't make Kotoko qualify to.
Yes, because they need to relax and then prepare very well for Africa. And I think Karela, if they win the league and then move into Africa, I think it's not going to be anything new. They are not going to do anything new there, because this is their first time, and I think they are not having the experience. So we should even forget about Africa.
Right. I don't know what your take may be. You can send your messages. It's just still going to be read. Probably tomorrow you catch us and then we read more of your messages. This is where we draw down the curtains on HitzAfrik Sports, the masters of the game. I try to always say this: be your best, do your best, try always to be the best. The hallmark is not to be the best, but it's trying to be the best. Catch you same time tomorrow. It's been HitzAfrik Sports with me, Kwejo the Sportsman. Erasmus joined me in the studio to discuss our sporting issues. Until we meet again, my name is Kwejo the Sportsman. Bye-bye.